Hello students, today we are going to study class 11th political science, textbook Indian Constitution at Work, chapter 4 executive. Let us know what an executive is. Our government has three organs: legislature, judiciary and executive. And executive becomes one of the most important organ of the government. So let us study more about executive. Let us know what it is. Executive gives effect to the laws made by the parliament. It is the branch of government responsible for implementation of laws and policies adopted by the legislature. It is that organ of government which is responsible, like I said, for implementation of laws. It is also sometimes involved in framing of policy. It can vary from country to country. There are mainly two forms of executive: permanent executive and political executive. The political executive is elected by the people for a fixed period, and that is why it is called political executive. It consists of president, prime ministers and ministers who are responsible for framing of policies. And the second, the permanent executive are the civil servants who work permanently on a long-term basis. They remain in office even if a ruling government changes. These officers work under political executive and help them in carrying out the day-to-day operations in the administration. So the permanent executive are permanent because they are working, they have a job, they have been appointed, okay, and so they stay in their jobs for a period of for a longer period till the age of 60. Whereas the political executive get elected for 5 years and they may change after every 5 years. So the permanent executive works under the political executive, but it is more well versed with the departments because it works there permanently. Political executives come and go, but political executives are stronger because they are the ones who are making the policies, framing the policies, and they are the ones who have the final decisions. The permanent executive is the advisor. The final decision is in the hands of the political executive. Now let us understand the types of executives. There are executives which are based on principles of collective leadership, and there are executives which are based on the principle of individual leadership. Presidential form of executive is based on individual leadership. In this system, the president is the head of the state as well as the head of the government. He is the head of the country as well as the head of the government. He is usually directly elected by the people and is not accountable to the legislature. You can take the example of United States of America. Here in America, he is elected by the people. Okay, he's the head of the state as well as the head of the government, and he is the one who is making all the decisions. He is not accountable to the legislature. So the American form of government is the presidential form of government. Then coming on collective leadership, there are two types of collective leaderships. One is the parliamentary, that is the head of the government is usually known as prime minister. He is the leader of the majority party in the legislature. He is accountable to the legislature because the prime minister and the legislature council of ministers works together. The head of the state may be a monarch and or a president. Okay, so monarch, if the head of the state is a monarch, then it becomes a constitutional monarchy, and if the head of the state is a president, then it becomes a parliamentary republic. Both the monarch and the president are ceremonial executive. We will study about the president in the next video. So the monarch, the kind of monarch, the constitutional monarchy, or where the head of the state is the monarch, the example for this is United Kingdom. Okay, and where the president is the head of the state, the example for this is India. In India, we have the president who is the head of the state, and the prime minister is usually known as the head of the government. He is the leader of the majority party in the legislature. Okay. Then the second type of system based on principle of collective leadership is semi-presidential system. Here the president is the head of the state and the prime minister is the head of the government. All right. But unlike the parliamentary system, the president wields some significant powers. The president has some significant powers, whereas in the parliamentary system, he is only a ceremonial executive. In the semi-presidential system, he has more powers. The president and prime minister sometimes may be from the same party, and at times they belong to different parties also. Okay. For example, France, Russia, and Sri Lanka. So there is a case study of semi-presidential executive in Sri Lanka, and we will study about it in the video further. This is the Indian parliamentary system. I hope you are able to understand it, exactly what I just told you. It owes its origin to Westminster Bridge, Westminster system, and has a president who is the head of the state. So Indian parliamentary system has an executive branch which comprises of the prime minister, cabinet minister, administrative machinery, etc., and is called the government. And it also has a legislature, which is your next chapter, and the legislature is divided into two, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and that is why it is known as bicameral legislature. Today, in this video, we are going to study about executive branch. Why did India choose parliamentary executive? Well, to ensure that the government would be sensitive to public expectations and would be responsible and accountable. Secondly, a government that would have a strong executive branch, but at the same time, enough safeguards to check against the personality cult and autocracy. The parliamentary form provides many mechanisms that ensure that the executive will be answerable to and controlled by the legislature or people's representatives. That the executive should not become too dominating and it should not become autocratic, that it stop worrying about the people's sensitivity and also is not accountable to the people. That is why we chose a parliamentary executive in India, where the political executives would be elected by the people, and the president would is only the ceremonial head, and so he would not have so much of powers that he could become autocratic. Article 74(1) of the Constitution also states that there shall be a council of ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President, who shall in the exercise of his functions act in accordance with such advice. So there is a council of ministers with the head as the Prime Minister, and they will exercise all the functions of the executive. They will make all laws, etc. But whatever they do, they will not be able to do it without the aid and advice of the president. And unless and until the president puts his stamp on it, it will not become law. So the main components of the executive system are the president, vice president, prime minister and council of ministers, and the bureaucracy. So I hope you have understood till here. Our next video will talk about the president.